Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek here, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway of Total War 3 Kingdoms. And if you want to know more about how to win a free copy of the award-winning game and the best-selling Total War game of all time, be sure to stick around, and at some point during the video I'll talk about it. That way you have to watch. It's so sinister. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into everything today. Alright, so the first thing on today's agenda is that I wanted to let you all know that Fanatical has extended essentially their discount on Total War 3 Kingdoms, which is a pretty hefty 18% discount, which, considering the game just came out and how well it's selling, is a pretty insane. I mean, that's almost, it's a full $10 off. A little over, actually. So if you're interested in picking up the game, I actually have a reference link that you can use in the description down below, also in the top pinned comment. If you use that reference link, it'll take you to Fanatical. You just look up whatever games you want to purchase, whether it's Total War 3 Kingdoms or whatever. Fanatical actually has some ridiculously good sales, literally going all the time. And if you use that reference link to get to Fanatical, it actually helps support the channel. So you save some money, I make a little money, everybody wins. Obviously, if you don't want to do that, then don't feel pressured. You can just ignore me and be like, get out of here, shill, if you want, that's fine. But I just want to let you guys know about it because I've seen on literally every time I get on Reddit, I keep seeing posts where people are like, man, I can't wait till the first 3 Kingdoms sale, and it's literally already going. So it's only for the next, at the time of recording this, 13 days. So about 12 days from when I release this video. If you want to get the game, it's pretty amazing. I already have a review up on it if you want to go watch it. And that's all I have to say about that. So let's go ahead and get into the meat of today's video, which I know I'm talking about kind of a lot of things, but there's just a lot on my mind that I want to get through. But that's kind of the announcement stuff. So let's get into the real heart of the video that I want to talk about today. All right. So you might have heard about this video if you are following me on Twitter already, or if you visit the live streams or whatever, I've talked about it. But I have to talk about this trailer. So this is the announcement reveal trailer, I guess you could say, for the upcoming DLC for Vermintide 2. It's actually the first full DLC, like first legit DLC for Vermintide 2. And it's not only adding the Beastmen to the game, but it's also adding a lot of really high difficulty curves and a lot of different modes that are going to add tons of replayability to a game that I literally play almost every day for like an hour. I don't usually live stream myself all the time. I just kind of get on and do my dailies. But in any event, this trailer is actually very important to me because of the story it tells and the way it tells the story. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just play the trailer all the way through without me saying anything. And then I'm going to kind of go back through certain little things about it and talk about why I think this trailer is so important. So without further ado, here is the Warhammer Vermintide 2 Winds of Magic cinematic trailer.
Welcome home. This is your son.
We're damned.
right, so that was the trailer. And I just gotta say, gee, sweet mother of all that's good. That was the most beautifully articulated trailer I have ever seen, showing off the tragedy that makes the Warhammer world so unique and beloved to me. You know, there's a lot of times the Beastmen show up in a lot of games. You know, you can go look at the Beastmen trailer for Total War Warhammer, and even then it really just focuses on them as the savages. It doesn't show kind of the really sinister part of what makes the Beastmen without getting into like some of the over-the-top stuff. You know, you can read the first Gotrek and Felix book, and if memory serves correctly, the first time you meet the Beastmen is in a, let's say, not PG-13 activity they participate in that's pretty gruesome. But this was literally a artistic, poetic look at one of the most, in my opinion, interesting races in Warhammer Fantasy, and really shows a lot of the tragedy behind what creates, you know, the Children of Chaos. It's so well done. Like, not only is the artwork and the music and the voice acting all just like ridiculously on par. Like, it's just, everything's just 100% just beautiful. Just skipping to like when the baby is active and, you know, the way everything looks. But like, if you're at all a fan of the Beastmen, then this trailer is like the best showcase of their kind ever. You know, I have to give, I wanted to make a video where I deliberately like am just applauding verbally to Fatshark for making such a beautiful showcase. Like, damn. I hope that when Creative Assembly is doing the Beastmen update, when and if that day comes, they're just watching, they just have this trailer on and repeat, you know, in the background. Because, you know, a lot of people don't necessarily know that one of the primary ways, actually probably the primary way, the Beastmen keep up their numbers is that babies are born into the Empire with mutations. And the parents, what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to hand over their babies to the Templars or knights or warrior, you know, priests or witch hunters, but they don't, because a part of them are to, you know, it's their baby. They don't want to kill it. They don't want to see it burned at a pyre. And the other part, which you can almost see in this trailer, that the mom clearly doesn't want the baby to die because she loves her son. You know, she's weeping when they leave it there, and clearly she didn't have the capacity to kill it. But the father, when he says we're damned, he almost represents more of the side that happens a lot, where people don't turn over their children because they don't want their name to be tainted. You know, they don't want the Church of Sigmar or the Templar orders to be looking at them thinking that, oh, maybe they're corrupted or their social status will collapse, you know, especially for some high-level general, which that guy appears to be. So there's this super sinister side to it as well, where honestly, if you lived in that world, the right thing to do is to turn that child in to the order so they can take care of it. But there's this horrifying moral gray area where it's like it's a baby, you know, even though it's a monster, and because of the nature of chaos, it's going to become a monster, and there's no way to stop that. You know, I've read a number of Warhammer Fantasy books that tell this same story from different angles. If you ever get the Bretonnian Omnibus from the Black Library, the first book, Knight Errant or Errant Knight, what I forget which way they call it, but I believe it's Knight Errant. That book is essentially, the main villain is essentially a beastman who was left by his parents to the beastmen in Bretonnia. So just huge kudos to Fatshark for creating a beautiful artistic piece that tells, and The fascinating thing about it is it doesn't really show anything about the DLC. It's like it doesn't show the Beastmen fighting, it doesn't show gameplay, it doesn't show off what the weaves are, or any of that stuff. That'll come later. The way they get your attention is just by telling a beautiful story. And it's so great. Like, I doubt that Beastman is important. Like, I don't think he's gonna be like the main boss or anything if you play the DLC. Like, I'm really, really hoping there's a Beastman boss, like a Beast Lord or something, or a Great Bray Shaman. But it's probably not that guy, even if there is one. That just looked like a gore, or maybe he was a war gore. But in any event, I just wanted to draw attention to the trailer, and it's something you should definitely go watch. And I'm gonna make sure to tweet this video at Fatshark. I just want to say 1,000 times over that this was a beautiful trailer that tells a fascinating story. And I wish there was more interesting ways to pull from that. And it actually gave me some fascinating ideas about some stuff that I'm going to talk about at a later time. But in any event, I just wanted to draw attention to that. Congratulations to Fatshark for probably the best Warhammer trailer I've ever seen in my life. And I cannot wait for this DLC. August cannot come soon enough. But in any event, that's it for that particular little note. So let's go ahead and move on to the next few things in the agenda and wrap this up. So the next thing I want to talk about, that I'm just going to run the trailers for in the background, because man, this was a really long time ago. But essentially, I am dedicating Saturday evenings and late afternoons to playing Return of Reckoning, which is the Warhammer Fantasy MMO Age of Reckoning, but it was shut down a long time ago when the companies behind it, of course, collapsed in on themselves, just because the gaming market was kind of wild back then. It still is, but it didn't survive the Wrath of the Lich King very long. But a lot of really impressive and amazing people have, as a passion project, brought the game back for free. And you can download it. I should note that the download is very slow because there's only a single download server. So don't freak out if you're trying to download the game to play it and you're like, man, this download takes like 1,000 years. It's just the way it is. But the game plays really, really well. It is old. That being said, I personally think it's held up well. But if you're super into hardcore graphics, you'll probably want to take a pass on this. But currently, we are playing as the Forces of Destruction on a server, and I'm wanting to get back into just having it be a thing we do every Saturday for sure, and just play it for fun sometimes outside of that. But I just wanted to I haven't actually made a big announcement about it, so this is me doing that. So I just want to say that you're going to want to follow me on Twitter, and the reason for that is whenever I'm going to log on to play, whether it's just leveling or going to do PvP or any of that stuff, I'm going to announce it on Twitter. And hopefully we can get enough people into the guild, because we have a guild, which I will post info for when we go live. Hopefully we can get enough people that we could actually get warbands together and actually start doing activities as a community, and it would be super fun. Just because, it's Warhammer and we can have a good time with it. But we are playing as Destruction, so we're the baddies. Dark Elves, Warriors of Chaos, and Greenskins. So feel free to come join us, or if you want, you can even join Order instead and try and fight against us if you want. Maybe we could appoint one of the mods to be a villain and lead an Order guild. But in any event, just wanted to kind of mention that, and yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. If you want to download the game, you can literally just Google Return of Reckoning, and there's a really obvious download server. They have their own website and all that jazz. But that's all I really have to say about that. So even though it's going to cause me to have to interrupt this trailer, you can look these up. These trailers are so freaking good. But in any event, yeah, that's going to do for that. I hope to see you guys later today if you'd like to play with us. So yeah, hope to see y'all there. The last thing we're going to, one of the last things, there's actually just a few more things, but one of the last things I'm going to talk about today, last thing gaming-wise, is that Chaosbane is officially out. It's kind of sort of in its early access. I think the game goes live on June the 3rd or the 4th. But if you purchase the game, you can play the early access right now. It's not early access like typical Steam early access. Like, the game's done. It's just if you pre-ordered it, you get to start a few days early. I'm just going to have this fight of me fighting the Great Unclean One boss in the background. But it is a very, very fun game. I highly, highly recommend it. I'm going to be putting out a full review on it tomorrow because people seem to really, really like my reviews, which is surprising and welcome, but great. So I'll be releasing that tomorrow, but I just wanted to make a note that I'll be live streaming this game literally every week, every day for many, many days and many, many weeks in the future because this game is literally like designed for me. But we'll talk about the pros and cons and all that jazz tomorrow, so look forward to that review. And if you haven't already, pick up the game, because I would love to have people play with me, because nobody's playing with me right now, and it breaks my heart, because I don't like playing by myself. I want to play with a group of people. So, yeah, hope to see some of you guys online, and that's it for Chaosbane until tomorrow. So, see y'all then. Alright, so this is the part of the video where I'm going to talk about Twitter. So, if you want to win a free copy of Total War 3 Kingdoms, all you gotta do is make a Twitter account if you don't have one, which if you don't, you can make one if you want to win a free copy, and it's a good way to interact with me and stuff. All you have to do is get on your Twitter account, follow me on Twitter, and then when this video goes live, I am going to have a tweet out that's going to be pinned. So you'll see how it says pinned tweet. This means if you go to my profile, it'll always be here at the top. If you go to that pinned tweet, it's gonna basically say, hey, retweet this if you want to win a free copy of Total War 3 Kingdoms. And if you're following me and you retweet it, then on Monday, I am going to do like a raffle. I'll randomize, pick a winner, message you on Twitter. You have a day to respond. If you don't, then we will raffle again until someone responds and we get the key out to a lucky winner. So hopefully some of y'all will participate in that. I'm really wanting to hit Twitter hard as the main way I interact with everybody. It's just easy and it allows for swift interaction. And I wasn't a big Twitter person for a long time, but I'm kind of coming around on it. So yeah, if you want to win a free copy of Total War 3 Kingdoms, or just want an easy chance to interact with me or whatever, and feel free to just tweet crap at me, guys. I'd love to interact with people. But in any event, yeah, that's it for that. So let's move on to the final thing for today. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today is that starting tomorrow, I am going to be trying a pseudo podcast thing. It's not really a podcast. It's more of like, I want to talk about the tabletop games of Warhammer and Age of Sigmar and stuff. And I kind of want to just talk about the hobby and what I'm enjoying and news and all that stuff. I'm kind of wanting to make like a Sunday series about that, just going over weekly news, things I find interesting, progress on, how my painting's going, talk about any games that I've played that week, what I've been working on. It's just something I have a really strong passion for, and I figure if I have a big passion for it, maybe some of you guys will too. So, best to talk about it. And the final thing for today is that if you have not seen it already, the Geography for Carrick 8 Peaks video, which is the next installment of Carrick 8 Peaks Weeks, is up, live, public. So if you haven't already, go check out that video. It's got a ton of lore, showing off like all of the physical details of the 8 peaks, letting you know each of them individually, talking about the lands around them, everything in them, everything underneath them. And of course they lead into the next big video, which is a Legendary Lord video. It kind of gives a hint about who we're going to, a very, very obvious hint about who we're going to be hitting up. So in any event, hope you guys check it out. And if you do, I hope you like it. In any event, that's going to do it for today. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I know this was kind of a myriad of information, but it's probably going to be what happens on Saturdays a lot of the time, is some kind of like big video followed up by like a rambling video of just stuff. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Just a quick reminder, Fanatical link in the description down below if you want to support the channel and go pick up any video game you find on, like, it doesn't have to be Total War 3 Kingdoms. It can literally be any game. They have tons of deals literally running every week, so go check stuff out. Just make sure you bookmark that reference link as your way to get onto the page if you want to support me. Obviously, you don't have to do what you want. I'd appreciate it, but I don't want you to feel like, don't feel pressured, please. But in any event, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all for watching. I will be seeing you around. Have a good day.